Great. Why don't you take a seat? We have a couple minutes for questions here, and we'll take some via Twitter. Hashtag LILQ. A few things stand out here, one of which is that mobile seems like a place where, they have an opportunity to gain ground simply because everyone's behind there. Well, not just in mobile presence, but the maps and directions. It seemed like everyone is kind of missing there.
Everybody's missing. And I'm sure the national brands, they really just want you to drop in an order. Mm-hmm. And they don't want you to come to the store. Right. They'd like to have a store where it's not even, it's just a sign. And they make the pizzas in some central location, and they just ship them out to the location.
Right, it comes right out of the
conveyor belt,
the sound input on your iPhone.
That's right. So there's tons of opportunity, and what's unfortunate, I think, is that the individual pizza owner is really at a place where they're incapacitated to know what to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the data is very clear that from a market share perspective, in 2 years' time, that segment of the pizza market has lost 25%.
Yeah. Now, it seems like the use case of mobile is particularly conducive to ordering a pizza. There are a few apps out there. Chipotle has one. Order your burrito, specify everything, and just go pick it up. Skip the line. It seems like that's an opportunity to gain ground. But the question is, it's pretty clear why the national guys have really kind of jumped ahead in this respect. They have marketing departments, they have economies of scale, they have the more sophistication. What are the attributes of the small guys that you think they can build on to gain ground there? Or, I guess more specifically, how can the people in this room help them get there?
Well, I think they can gain ground by differentiating their pizza place as we're not the generic pizza.
There you go.
And we offer an experience. Yep. And we have better quality products, on our pizza. So I think there are tons of ways to do that. A pizza store just opened in our neighborhood, and if you go to their website, it's up to date. It's got all the linkage back to Facebook.
Right.
It's sort of, I suspect in that segment of independent pizza stores that this data came out of, there's a whole bunch of them that were probably started in 1974.
Sure.
They're at the sort of maybe end of their career as a pizza store operator. They're hanging on. They have some loyal customers. But I think in the next couple of years, they'll move out of the business. The national brands will take a bigger share, and then there will be really smart small ones that sort of find their way into that marketplace, leveraging the tools and stuff that are available to them and knowing how to use them.
It seems like because the marketplace is so fragmented, what probably won't happen is every pizza place can't have their own app, but it seems like there's an opportunity for publishers, media companies, or some sort of aggregator to build a pizza ordering app.
It seems like a viable thing. YP built one about gas prices, I think.
There you go. Just breaking into the verticals.
Right. It's that whole vertical strategy.
Okay. Last question. Chris Spano says, Neil, since you mentioned pizza, you have to mention plumbers. It's a Kelsey requirement. They're just the staples of the examples that are always used at these conferences, right?
Plumbers and pizza. So we'll probably do the same kind of analysis around branded plumbing stores versus independent plumbers, and look at the data and try and get a sense of how that's sort of where that is today and what we can expect from how that market is structured. So we're going to be doing a bunch of these verticals over the next couple
On that
months.
note, and as a final question, do you think that what we see here in pizza in terms of the gap between the big guys and the small guys is about average for what we see in the verticals, or do you think this index is a bit higher? Where does it sit?
I would guess that my guess is that it's consistent across these verticals. That there are a bunch of business owners who are in the marketplace, who are on their own, who are really kind of incapacitated, don't know what to do, and the large chains have companies like Marquette and companies like that helping them get to the promised land, so to speak.
Right. Well, that's just really the opportunity, so that's probably a good thing for a lot of the people in this room.
Right.
So we have to end there.
All right.
Please join me in thanking Neil and the other speakers earlier.